I didn't realize it, but Prince William's right. Prince Harry is working with Netflix, the same company that's potentially about to exploit his mom and make her a ghost on The Crown?
Gianna, the alternative, joined by our erstwhile king, Andy Signor, and
Thank you, Queen Steph.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, I alerted Andy to what we're about to talk about. So, rumour has it that the upcoming final season of The Crown is going to have literally the ghost of Princess Diana come up in a scene to haunt Prince Charles. Well, the then Prince Charles, who's now King Charles. Even just knowing that alone leaves a bit of a nasty taste in my mouth. I mean, how about you, Andy?
I mean, it's so weird. Well, first of all, I don't believe it's the final season. If they skip the whole Harry grown up and Meghan Markle drama, then they've lost everything, because what a juicy chapter of The Crown later on. The reboot, if you will, Steph. Come on, you know it's going to happen. But if this is true and they're going to bring in the Queen Diana as a ghost, woo, this is intense. Look, I don't watch The Crown. I've been tempted to. I probably should. But from what I've heard, like, there are seasons people really are invested into, like was strong, and it started to get a little bit more salacious as it went. I guess closer to what people really remember is when they sort of get more offended. Is how the world works. But, you know, I've heard good things about this show. I didn't know they were going to go to ghosts, and maybe they won't. Again, right, speculation, we don't know yet. I would hope they wouldn't go that far, because I don't believe Diana's ghost haunted Charles. I just don't believe in that kind of nonsense. But if it's done creatively in a way, I'm not against it, Steph. I got to be honest. Like, it's a historical story, and it's all in how it plays out for me. If it's done in a way that is pro Diana and calling to some truths, and it's just an artistic liberty, I could be okay with it. That said, I'm not Harry or William. And if I was Harry or William, well, then my opinion would definitely change, because I'd be like, leave my mom alone. What is this nonsense? You know what I mean? So for the fact that Harry has this $100 million payout from Netflix, who's about to potentially exploit his dead mother, and then even considering doing whatever artistic liberties you want to say, in Harry's mind and William's mind, I could hear where they're coming from, and I would be pissed if I were them. Now, could they stop it? No. It's art. It's freedom of, history and story. However, the fact that Harry is cashing in from this same company while they're allegedly doing it, well, that's a conflict of interest in my mind. And that just shows that Harry will do anything for money, it seems. How would you be able to do that, Steph, if they were about to disparage and do weird ghost mom history lessons while you're having a deal there? Would you want to be in bed with that company?
No, and no. And Prince William, I don't think would be either, because he's feeling very hurt and exploited by the notion that Prince Harry is in bed with Netflix. And so Prince William is said to feel hurt by Hazard's actions when he signed that multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix along with his wife Megxie, right? And so the streaming giant Netflix, we were discussing The Crown. If you haven't seen it, do watch it. The first few seasons are really, really good. The last season I don't rate as much. But reports have suggested that the new series that will be out next month will feature Princess Diana as a ghost. And she is to appear in front of her ex-husband, the then Prince Charles, and the late Queen Elizabeth II. Princess Diana in the Crown series is being played by Elizabeth Debicki, and apparently she'll have an emotional reconciliation with the grieving Prince Charles, played by Dominic West, in the 6th and currently final season of the show. Now, a source has revealed that with Hazard being involved with Netflix in this regard, it's not gone down well with William. Prince William's pal told the Daily Beast, quote, William is angry about a lot of things in connection with Harry. His decision to work with Netflix, who have ruthlessly exploited the family, is certainly one of them. It's incredibly hurtful to have his mother exploited over and over again in this tawdry fashion by Netflix. He won't watch it, but he'll totally be sickened by it. And yeah, He's specifically sickened at the notion that Princess Diana, his mother, is going to be brought back as a ghost in the final season. And it's just leaving him absolutely, totally sickened. And so when you've got Prince William, who is absolutely protective over the memory and the legacy of Princess Diana, and he is seeing his mum being treated and being portrayed in this way for the final season of The Crown, I understand that he would be totally sickened. But you know what's really sickening to me is the absence of information, in the sense of, hang on a minute, where are the reports that Prince Harry is also totally sickened by the fact that Netflix are using his mum in this way? I mean, he has time and time again been like, oh, the media have treated my mother like shiz, you know, they unalived her, this, that and the other, and they exploited her for their own financial gain, this, that and the other. Well, Netflix is doing the same thing as far as I'm concerned with this whole ghost scene, and we've all got all over the headlines Prince William being sickened by it. But Prince has his side. It's silence.
Well, we need to see if it's real, for one. And would you disagree with me that, look, I hear why they would be upset, but do you agree that they're allowed to make a show about Princess Diana and do an artistic liberty with a ghost scene? Granted, it's not our mom, and we don't know how this, to me, I need to see how the scene plays out. Like, is it really offensive? Like, how is it gone? Like, in theory, yes, that sounds offensive, but do you disagree that we need to sort of see how it plays out before we really freak out over what it is?
In all honesty, no matter what they do, it will be offensive to me. It just really will. The memory and the legacy of Princess Diana in the UK is held to such a high regard that to reduce her to a freaking ghost in a streaming series, it's just sick. It is just sick, and just uncalled for in that regard. And so
I just disagree. There's nobody that I feel like is immune to artistic liberty. And unless she's pooping on people and going like, and being offensive, you know, some people believe in spirits and afterlife, or even in their own mind can see that. Again, I'm just saying, I haven't seen the scene. I don't know if the scene's going to happen, but maybe it's just a way for Charles to get closure from the character. It's a show. It's not real life. Like, I think we got to be careful of censoring art and saying the royals are above being in art. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
but that said, I understand why people can be offended. People can be offended and not choose to watch it, of course.
Yes.
And if it was my mom, I could be more upset and say, like, I don't want to make the deal with you anymore, Netflix. You've crossed the line here. You know I'm one of your talents. You didn't even come to me. Like, this is disrespectful. Like, if it's disrespectfully done, then it's even worse. And then if Harry says nothing, then shame on him. I guess that's where I'm just coming from.
Yeah, so let me be clear here. Do I think it's sickening and disrespectful no matter what the scene is because you're using Princess Diana as a ghost? Yes, I do. Do I think that they shouldn't be allowed to do that as an artistic endeavour? No, they should do it. It's an artistic thing, fair enough. They've got that freedom to be able to do what they're doing with Princess Diana's ghost scene, right? Fair enough. But I got the freedom of choice in terms of how I'm going to react to it, which is it's disrespectful, It's sickening. I don't agree with them doing it, but I agree with their freedom of choice to do it, if that makes sense. Now, this is the thing, right? In amongst all of this, you've got Prince William sources turning around and saying he thinks it's sickening, but it's absolutely quiet on Prince Harry's side. To me, that shows ultimately Prince Harry's absolute hypocrisy. Because he turns around and he says, you know, the media did my mum wrong, this, that and the other. Well, the media's doing your mum wrong here in terms of this whole ghost scene. But you're quiet because there's multi-million dollars in the bank. He's being bought out.
If they do the scene and he doesn't publicly comment himself, not through a source, through himself, and there's a disrespectful scene by Diana, all eyes on this, because I agree. If that scene's in there, it's disrespect, and it's not done artistically well or safe, and it's even disrespectful, and Harry says nothing to save his money deal, then absolutely on your side. F him. That's ridiculous. I could see him waiting to see what's real, or maybe he's calling them to find out what's real. Because again, these are source quotes. We don't know. I'm trying to be, fair in my coverage of all this stuff, even though some people get mad at me, Steph, that I'm not. F him, right? But let's see how this plays out. But you have painted a picture that I agree this is worrisome. And if it turns out to be truthful, Harry, man, you're a scumbag if you don't step up and say something.
And on that bombshell, if you like this video and you want more, and of course there's going to be more, then subscribe to Popcorn Palace, hit that notification bell to all, like this video, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers, and go one step further, become a prince, princess, king or queen, and get exclusive content from us both. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Really appreciate your faces, and until the next time, you guys, laters!